Do you want to review Snow Beast? Tear it apart just for fun. You said you'd do it quite a while ago. It's in your title show from season 1. Do you... Shut the fuck up! Idiot. Hello and welcome to Oh the Horror. I'm Fedora, and this is another review that's been a rather long time coming. The other thing is though, I don't know 100% if it's a remake or not.
I say that because there's a 1977 made-for-TV movie also called Snow Beast. Both movies are set in Canada, and both feature a killer Sasquatch. But due to the genericness of the plot and the name, this could be just a coincidence.
But regardless of whether or not this is a remake, let's get ready to get chilly as we dig into 2011's Snow Beast.
So this movie starts, much like Jaws Returns, on some sports practice. Although at least Michael had some talent at what he was doing. Here they feel they have to slow motion 2-foot jumps and wipeouts. Man, this is the easiest going level of 1080 snowboarding I've ever seen.
Woo! You see that, Dan?
Yeah, I totally fell on my ass. Wasn't it awesome? But unfortunately for Kensuke Kamachi here, he's being spied upon by a creature who must have one hell of a headache if this is how it sees all the time. And he's promptly bitch-slapped to death and dragged away. After that, we cut to the house of our rugged hero, Jim, played by Bowduke himself, John Schneider. Jim is an animal researcher heading off to Canada for, well, research, and bringing his teenage daughter Emmy along for the trip.
You are coming with me, and you don't have a leg to stand on, and you know it. Because if you thought you had a leg to stand on, you would not have packed your bag. Ah, high five. Whatever, get in the car.
Ah, rebellious teenage daughter problems, huh? Well, that's certainly nothing Bridget Moynihan in a car full of lions can't fix.
After arriving in Mooseland, they meet up with Jim's two co-researchers.
Satans, what did the Spanish priest say to the Uranian gynecologist? I don't know, Philip, what?
No, they're American too. And they all head up to their cabin. Meanwhile, the police are hanging up missing persons posters of the snowboarder that was killed at the beginning of the film. Whoa, shit! Look out, officer! Michael Moore is behind you! No fascist American companies here, dude. Just a Sasquatch. So, everybody getting along in here?
We all pitch in around here, Emmy.
Nice try. I'm not your slave. I mean, I had no idea you were so smart and hot.
He's twice your age, and he's not interested. Knock it off. You're not interested.
Ah, but little did Jim know that Rob here is actually a big fan of the movie Jailbait. And he's also completely drunk. But the chance for romance isn't completely gone yet.
Well, maybe it's time to move on.
Whoa, hey! Moving a little fast, aren't we?
Good night.
Night.
Well, now you're just being a tease. Back with the cops, Michael Moore thinks that young Deputy Barry is looking too much into the whole missing snowboarder thing. Who, I might add, isn't the first person to vanish in the area recently.
You're taking the snowboarder too seriously.
Yeah, it's almost like you're acting like a policeman or something.
The next day, during the obvious guy gets lost, pulls over to take a piss scene, we get our first real look at the Sasquatch.
I've reviewed horror movies with crap CG monsters. I've also reviewed movies with terrible costumes, makeup effects, or animatrons. But this Sasquatch costume is none of those.
In fact, say what you like about the done a billion times story, characters, and shit like that, but this Sasquatch costume is actually pretty damn awesome. Its image on the movie's box art is what drew me to this movie in the first place. And unlike other films with promising box art which turns out just to be baiting bullshit, this movie does not fail to deliver on the goods. Back with our heroes, who are out looking for some animals whose radio tags, for some reason, don't seem to be appearing on their laptops. After setting up some motion detecting cameras to hopefully catch something at night, Rob and Emmy head off for supplies, leaving our two lovebirds alone with their thoughts.
What about our expedition to Antarctica?
Peace, quiet, ice, you, me.
And the thing. Ah, more extras. I'm guessing this is a death scene.
Kenny?
So the snow beast is a ninja now? Oh, actually that makes sense. It was doing the whole flash in front of the camera move at the beginning of the film and nobody seemed to notice it then. Although the Sasquatch may not be the only predator in this movie.
You know, a predator is completely silent. You'd think they'd roar before they attack, but they don't. They wait. Then they get close. Then they kill. No warning. Just efficient mealtime.
You do know I was only flirting with you before just to annoy my dad, right? I wasn't serious. I was.
The next morning, the team are checking on last night's feed from the motion cameras and spot some strange movement in the background.
It's just a blur.
I asked for better cameras at the last budget meeting, and what do I get? Just a blur.
Well, it's good enough for reality TV. They head out to check in person and discover some rather large footprints. They discuss their findings over dinner that night, with the Sasquatch being a creeper and hanging outside their cabin.
No, bad. No begging for snacks. No, don't give me that face. Go, off you go.
Maybe they should have fed it a little bit, though, because they wake up to discover that one of their snowmobiles has been ripped to pieces and the motion cameras in the area are offline. This is reported to the cops, who drive out to search the area.
Why'd you stop?
I thought I saw something out there.
Nothing's out there.
Let me go check it out.
Is it just me, or is the mythical Sasquatch a little too easy to just spot randomly?
It ninjas around Deputy Barry a few times before eventually taking him out, and then sets its sights on Michael Moore.
Supersize me, motherfucker.
Jim and Rob don't fare much better, accidentally discovering the Sasquatch's underground lair, complete with blood, bones, and the body of the snowboarder. They escape just before the beast returns and catches them, and go back to the cabin to begin arguing about what they're going to do next.
Okay, if this creature killed the lynx, that's critical to our research.
I'm not going back out there to verify that.
Think about the creature. If we're the first ones to discover this, that's huge.
Ah yes, the old science versus survival debate. Yeah, we've seen this before, and it never goes well for the science side. In fact, why don't you just, I don't know, sell the footage you have that proves the existence of Bigfoot, have it authenticated, make money, and live like kings? I mean, Lady Love over here certainly has no interest in preserving ancient species if she wants to write a paper on it. So why not just make money of it and avoid that whole risk of, being eaten?
The guys actually do suggest this, but Marcy insists that for some reason they need more than that. To which Jim refuses, saying that they're going to leave the cabin the second the sun comes up. So what is the decision that Marcy makes in the face of this? Well, to sneak out of the house the next morning to look for the Sasquatch herself. Alone.
You're stupid.
She also takes the truck to do so, effectively stranding the others in the cabin save for a single snowmobile. She stops, randomly, at the side of the road, and leaves her trank gun in the truck to wander into the woods. And because, again, the mythical Sasquatch is apparently really easy to find, she quickly runs into it and is killed by the monster.
Overall, a successful plan.
Jim, of course, is gutted by the loss of his love interest.
Why did she have to go out there looking for that thing?
Well, slightly put off, I think is a better term. So they decide to bail. But because the truck is wrecked and they only have one snowmobile, they think they're pretty screwed.
Then we'll take the snowmobiles. Come on.
There's only one. We won't fit.
You know, for a movie that's been going for the whole what you would do in order to survive storyline, is squeezing 3 people onto a small snowmobile that out of the question?
No, instead Jim decides to go to town alone to bring help back to them, making up with his daughter before he leaves, proving that once again, vicious animal attacks heal a broken family. Not 2 minutes into his pleasant ride, the Sasquatch appears and gives chase, before Jim hits a branch like some cartoon character, and his snowmobile, which from the looks of this shot, explodes and takes out half the forest.
Oh no, don't kill off Jim! That would make Rob the main male protagonist. And I'm still pretty sure he wants to sleep with a minor.
And it seems the Sasquatch shares my distaste, as it suddenly appears and breaks into the cabin. The two barricade themselves in the bedroom until morning, where they then get all their bait and weapons ready for their final confrontation with the beast. They lure it into a clearing with the food, and put a few tranq darts into it, which do the trick. And with the beast out cold...
Out cold, huh? Get it?
They head for its lair to search for Jim, who they're hoping may still be alive. Luckily, it turns out that he is. Unluckily, though, the darts didn't last very long. Rob stays behind to give Emmy and Jim a chance to escape, which obviously doesn't go too well for him.
Funny how a single scratch from this thing has managed to kill everybody else, except for Jim.
That's them thick-skulled hazard boys for you, I guess. Anyway, the Sasquatch finally catches them up, so Jim whips out a flare gun out of the bag, and upon firing it, causes a massive freaking avalanche all of a sudden, which then stops just a few seconds later. Well, convenient. And a result, the Sasquatch is buried alive, never to hurt anyone again. So with father and daughter safe back in the States, although thanks to the tabloids now forever labelled as international liars, this movie comes to an end with the Jason Voorhees-style finale.
What is that?
And that was Snow Beast.
Okay, it is pretty obvious that this is just one of many, many corny Sci-Fi Channel-style monster movies. But this one still holds a sort of special place in my heart. For starters, as I've said, the Sasquatch costume is badass. The characters, although not very well acted, are all diverse and not just bodies waiting to happen. And even things like the family bonding stuff didn't annoy me as much as it did in Prey. While it does have its long list of problems, lack of gore, bad music and CG and stuff, this is a pretty fun little nature attacks movie.
And...
Well, that was disappointing.
what?
You didn't even make one reference. Not one. To Harry and the Hendersons.
Hey Canada, I think I hear a Sasquatch at your door.
Ah, shut up. You don't even... Huh? Oh, God! God! Oh, God, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts!
And that's all there is from me for tonight. So, I'm Fedora, this is Oh the Horror. Save a screen for me and we'll see you next time. And speaking of next time, Christmas! damn it!